Howdy backers, Jay here again with the next video update. This is a third video update and it will be about the core game loop. I've split it into 4 main categories. I will list them and then summarize them. So the first one is look for new laws or check your inbox. You'll frequently be emailed about changes in the law or about new laws, and then there will be an application where you can see which laws you're responsible for enforcing. When you start the game, there will be a few laws. You'll have maybe 3 laws, like if someone's harassing another user, if they're talking bad about Hypnospace, then those are what you're responsible for at first. The first laws are very light penalty laws, so you won't have hackers or anything at the beginning. And then the second part of the loop is investigating. So then you take the laws that you're responsible for and then you look for violations. You look on the user pages or in the Twitter-esque chat room. The chat I'm going to be iterating on a lot. I don't think it's going to look like it currently does. I might add an upvoting and downvoting system in it. Anyway, that's for another update. And then the third part of the gameplay loop is actually going on the highway and then tracking down violators and then apprehending them. So on the highway, running into a car it'll just disconnect a user temporarily. Actually apprehending them with this sort of Ghostbusters-esque lasso mechanic is how you sort of bring them in to the station and get your reward. And I'll post a little mock-up, screenshot mock-up I made where you see kind of a hacker attack on the highway where it's kind of getting all warbly, and also your little lasso where you're apprehending someone. And you also see what the pets might look like when they're following people. Anyway, and the last part of the loop is after you successfully apprehend the violator or outlaw, you get money. And then you can spend it on stuff. So the game's going to have it's going to run very deep with frivolous things you can buy, like desktop pets or virtual pets, food for the pets, accessories for the pets, accessories for your cruiser on the highway, or upgrades for the cruiser, like a flying ability or a ground surfing ability, or just various weapons that can dirty up connections of outlaws if they're a little tough to capture. Capturing outlaws in the highway bits is somewhat akin to catching a Pokemon in a way. You have to weaken them and then you can apprehend them. So there are going to be 3 different modes of play, which changes this loop a little bit. So for example, in the arcade mode, which will be very heavy on the highway arcadey parts, I'll design it so you can play the whole game with a controller. And in that mode, you will be notified in your email that there's a new outlaw, and you'll basically be assigned outlaws and violators to capture. So you won't go in the browser and investigate them. You'll just be assigned them, and then you just go warp to whatever zone they're in and try to capture them. And then the other mode will be the operating system mode. And in that mode, I'll be cutting out all of the driving bits for players who just want to do the investigation part, be a detective, and play around with the operating system. And in that mode, I will be introducing a new application for assigning enforcers various outlaws to capture. So you'll have a list of available enforcers and you can assign them outlaws. And then once they capture the outlaws, you will get reward money, and then you can spend it on the operating system stuff like screensavers or your desktop virtual pet or whatever. So yeah, that's basically how that works. And it just loops. So yeah. And right now I think we are at 2/3 funded now, I think.
Actually, Jay, We're nearly 74% funded.
But we need to keep on trucking because we have less than 10 days to do it. So definitely share this if you can. Pretty soon for the page builder, by the way, I'm going to post some tutorial videos, but I wanted to get this video done first. All right, until next time, thanks for backing, and ciao.